very special guest, as you can see in our top left corner. It is Nick Renner. Nick, how are you doing tonight?
I made it.
You did make it.
That's all he cares. He's like, I made it on the podcast finally.
You had to be
I don't
read
even
his
gotta win
rights
now.
and all the laws and everything, and he's promised not to break them, but we'll see how long he can stay on here before being canceled.
17 minutes.
We,
Start the timer.
we also have our most recent race winner actually back with us this week in the bottom right, Richard Wolsifer. Richard, congratulations for this past week. How are you doing tonight?
Doing good. Glad to finally get a win. First one since season 2. The only downside is it's another race with a ton of cautions. And Adam just put a post or a joke saying we should call this podcast Michigan, which if you take Michigan off the schedule, I'm not going to be a happy camper because that's 3 races that I've won, and all 3 tracks are taken off the schedule.
That's what we
So
do.
can we stop?
You're a curse, Richard. You're the
I'm a
track
curse.
killer.
And then finally, last but not least, I guess, Carl Pooler with us in the top right. Carl, how are you doing this evening?
Well, I'm doing all right. A little tired. I feel like I'm getting over a bug, but I'm happy the weekend's coming up. I'm glad it's Thursday.
I know it's been a short week for some, but it still felt like a long week personally. Nick and Richard, I realized y'all are wearing the exact same hat. Any reason y'all are twinning tonight?
He copied me.
I copied. Okay. No, I just felt like wearing my Kyle Larson hat. I was trying to figure out which one to wear, and Nick said he'd wear his if I wore mine. So
So it sounds like Nick copied you then.
As normal.
Well, either way, let's get right into it tonight. Let me pull up SimRacer Hub, but while I do that, I want to give a shout out, obviously, to all of our sponsors and everyone that supports us here at the BRB Butt Kicker Cup Series. Obviously, with that being said, Butt Kicker as our main sponsor, the leader in haptics, we appreciate them. Sundance Pizza, the best pizza on the west side of the Mississippi. I think that's something we've said before. But yeah, if you ever get a chance to go out there to Arizona and Wickenburg, Arizona, make sure to stop over at our friends at Sundance. Ascendance Trucks, Ideal Lease, Maddox Graphics, RevSimShop.com, PFG, and Advanced GG as well. And the promo code for Advanced GG is WolfXLive10 for 10% off your order. And all of those funds go directly back to the league to help us run and help us operate. I think that covers them all. Oh, obviously, check out the BRB merch hauler too. Don't forget about that. BRB merch hauler on Etsy. We appreciate all that as well. Oh gosh, sorry, I'm just not mentally prepared for today. The Stars are getting their butts handed to them right now in a must-win game, and it's just killing my
They
mood.
deserve it. It's fine.
Yeah, we had to beat up
It's
Colorado.
just the Stars.
Just the
It's
Stars,
only the
man.
Stars. It's fine.
It's funny that every year it's my best friend's birthday today, and every year on his birthday usually is around the time the Western Conference Finals are going on. In the past 3 years, it's been the Stars in the Western Conference Finals, and they have lost and been kicked out of the playoffs on his birthday every time. So
That's hilarious.
following the trend probably tonight, unfortunately. So we'll wrap up here early, and I can start drinking my pain away. But last week at Michigan for the BRB Generation 250, Richard did allude to a caution-filled race. And caution-filled, I don't even know if that covers what we saw. To be specific, we had a total of 17
16.
cautions.
Oh,
so 16 for incident. Because one of them was the stage end as well.
Did we actually? I don't think we ever ended on an actual stage caution.
No, we didn't.
The first stage.
Yes,
No.
the first stage.
First stage ended under caution.
You're probably right. Yes, and now I see what you're saying. So it might have been all 17 were due to cause.
Yeah.
But yeah, either way, that's ridiculous.
Pretty good numbers.
125 laps, or sorry, 127 laps at Michigan. But like we said, Richard, you ended up getting the win. So again, congratulations, first win of the year. And third now, correct?
Yeah, third in points behind Ronnie and Dustin.
Oh, and in points, dang. Watch out. You're having a good start to the season.
Oh, and yeah, third win overall total. So
second asphalt win.
Yes, second asphalt win.
And Nick, we'll get into your race here momentarily, but real quick, the top 10
Wanna talk
in
about
second, Dylan Yeager, Dustin Stallings in third, Johnny Wood Jr. Fourth, Zachary Brandvold was up there all night in fifth. Nick, yourself coming home in sixth. Carl, another good race for you, coming home in seventh. Sam Dyer, another top 10 for him in eighth. Scott Fritz ninth. And everyone already knew this because Zach King wouldn't shut up about it after the race, but he got a top 10. He finished 10th. So, Nick, I want to get actually into your race right away because I we were in the voice chat together through a race, and you were excited about your chances, and you seemed like you had a good chance. You led the field to the last restart, and then your internet just didn't cooperate. But just take us through your whole night.
I started. I wrecked. I pit. I chose wrong. I got a penalty. I started in the back. I went to the back again. I came up front. I passed Gray Walker. I led. I blinked. I lost.
Like that. I like that explanation.
I mean, it was like
Oh,
it's perfect sequence. Like, and then on top of it, I didn't turn my fan on, so I was sweating the entire time. And I was joking with Jared. I was like, "Man, I gotta pee," and he's like, "I gotta pee too." And I was like, I didn't go to the bathroom yet." And then I just kept drinking more water, and it got progressively worse, and I kept sweating more. And I was like, at the end of the race, I was like, I don't even gotta go now. I'm fine. We're
oh
good.
my God.
But there were like two
Pulled a
accidents.
Denny
There were
Hamlin.
two wrecks that I followed Steven through, and the second one was where he actually wrecked because he was like, "I'm trying to avoid you." I was watching the broadcast. I'm like, "Dude, there was like a Nile River between us. You were good."
Yeah. I looked in my mirror and I saw Nick to my outside, and I'm like, well, I can't move up any because then I'm just going to go up into him. And it was the wreck where the whole field was involved, basically. I
I was
think
down the
Christian
back stretch,
Barnes,
right?
yeah, Christian Barnes came up out of two, and then
Mhm.
everyone, yeah, Mason just came right across me, and I had to go straight through him. So Mason, sorry to end your race too, but yeah, I sacrificed myself for Nick to be able to make it through, and then he let me down by his internet failing him at the end. Um, who would have thought
It's
that
on par.
the two people that hate each other at the end of last season were
I
actually being nice to each other in a race?
Yeah, that blew my mind. As soon as I saw like Nick Dorr, Zach King, I'm like, oh, that was on purpose. And then I hear Nick come over the radio like, I'm sorry, King. And I was like, wait, I'm sorry. What did I just hear? I was like, Carl, did I hear that right?
all right. Steven was a little flabbergasted too. So
Yeah, it was a little weird all night of just people being nice, but at the same time, people not being nice apparently on track and not giving each other room. Um, Richard, you ended up winning the race. Take us through how your race went as a whole and how you got into the position at the end.
I didn't think it was going to be a good race for me from qualifying because lap one in qualifying, I hit the wall, which I was like, okay, whatever. I just ripped the outside 3 and 4 to get the run, and I was like, I'll do second lap fastest. Came around to take checkered, and I crossed the start finish line, but the lap didn't register yet, and I clipped the grass, and I got a 1x for off track, and then it invalidated my time. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I crossed the start finish line. Like, why does iRacing do that? So I was the only driver to not put a lap in, an official lap in. So I had to start in 40th. And it was not the funnest thing starting back there. It was a lot of just kind of being patient and just I tried to make up as much ground as I could off the first couple of laps of a run, and then I would just kind of sit and wait. I was like, the odds of me getting stage points is very little, so I'm just going to get as far up as I can, as quick as I can, and then just ride along for the rest of the stage. Um, but I was able to make a lot more ground than I thought because in stage one I finished ninth, and in stage two I finished fifth. There were a lot of incidents around me that I had to dodge a lot of people. I got involved in two separate incidents that were 3 wide situations. And I did have I think a total of about 3 minutes of damage, like over the 2 wrecks. Because I got into a wreck, fixed about 1 minute and 20 seconds of that damage, got into another wreck, had to fix another 1 minute and 45 seconds of damage. But what really helped is I think I was in like 10th or 12th on one of the last pit or yellow flags, like lap 116, 117, something like that. And I decided to pit, and I took 2 tires. I was like, I've done this before. I've seen I broadcast with Robert on Wednesday, and I watch what they do with 2-tire strategy calls when it comes to the end of the race. So I was like, we're gonna try it. I've got nothing really to lose. There was 5 or 6 cars that didn't pit. So me and Scott Fritz, and I think and Adam maybe took 2 tires only. I think. I can't remember. But I know me and Scott Fritz took only 2 tires. And the 5 or 6 in front, I was like, I know they're on 20 plus lap old tires. I'm going to be able to just rip around each and every single one of those guys. But then the cautions kept coming. So like I'd get about 2 or 3 and then a caution would come. I'd get another 1 or 2 and then the caution would come out. And then the final restart, I started in 3rd behind Dustin Stallings. And then just the confusion on what to do when Nick blinked out, because no one really gained speed when we were pacing. And we were all just kind of like, what do we do? Like,
hold on a minute. Everyone gained speed to me.
Okay, let me get to that. Okay, because we were all going the same
that
pace
out.
speed.
I just want to make sure
No,
that's
I know.
clear.
We were all going the same pace speed as soon as you disappeared. So we all didn't change speed because we were like, we don't know where Nick's going to pop out from. And then we were like, I assumed everyone just understood, like, we're going to go on green because we have nobody to start this race. And then we saw you dang near in the restart zone. So we all just picked up the speed to try to get next to you. But at that time, we were already in the end of the restart zone and the green flag came out. So we just went. And it was super unfortunate for you, Nick. I really did feel bad for it because like you can't control your internet. There's nothing you could do about that. Been there, done that. Even computer issues. So, but then I know Dustin, he tried to stop me from going to the inside of him because he thought the inside is where I was going to get him, and I went to the outside and just full throttle around him on the outside of 1 and 2. I think he tried to side draft me, but he came a little close, got into my left rear fender, almost turned me across his nose, but he shot down to the apron. And then after that, it was just kind of Johnny playing defensive moves back there to keep as many people behind him as he could. And then I just drove it to the end at that point. So it was a long road to get to the front. It was a scary road at times, but we got it done in the end.
So I actually want to go back to that final restart as well. From Nick's perspective, like I was out of the race basically at this point, but I'm all the way in the back of the field. And then I hear about Nick blinking and whatnot, and then rewatching it at the end. Nick, you came back at least from the replay into the sim before everyone made it into the restart zone, like with ample time to get in. Is that how it played out? Like from your point of view?
But it all happened so fast. But like I feel like it was like I was at least like 7 car lengths before the restart zone. But by the time like everyone was going, and I was like, there's no way I was gonna bounce back from that. And then just like I think what like aggravated me the most though is like it was either I could have kept going and I was gonna get really chastised and everyone's gonna be like, oh well, you did. If I won that, right? And I started out with a really big lead, everyone's gonna like, oh, you won that off, your internet won it for you. It was like, but then if I back it up, everyone's like, oh well, the restart sucked and it was because he blinked out. It's like, okay, fine.
Yeah. There was
but how
win
it
for
happened
anyone
though
in the
was like,
situation.
oh,
It was a
absolutely
damned if
not.
you do,
But it
damned
was
if
like,
you don't situation.
but the whole thing though is like I blinked and then I see everyone coming behind me. I'm like, there was at least like a 17-mile-an-hour difference, and I'm like, this sucks. And then I see Dustin go by me. I'm getting slammed by Isaiah. I see everyone flying around behind me. I'm like, please, someone wreck and there be a caution. And there wasn't.
Yeah, I was surprised out of all the times we didn't get a caution was during that green-white checkered, especially with that restart of how it was. And
It's Richard's fault.
It's my fault.
I mean, everyone cut down from the top lane, and I'm surprised no one came into somebody in the bottom and caused a big pile up right off the restart. I think that's the most impressive thing from the race all night is that we can have that big of a stack up and no one wreck, but yet we're too wide coming out of turn 2 and we want to kill the whole field.
It's
Carl,
because I was up front. It's okay. I get it. It's fine.
you're never allowed to lead again because, well, actually because of you, and well, not necessarily directly because of you, but because of you, there were new rule changes, and we'll get into that soon after we hear how Carl's race ended up.
Can't wait.
Oh man, so one of the few people that benefited off of that restart was myself. And it all started when I qualified 37th. Okay, I knew I was bad at qualifying, but that was something atrocious. I don't know what I did wrong. It was terrible. So I was kind of in the same boat as Richard. Just got to get where I can, get spots, stay out of the mess that's, gonna happen. Did okay. Got, I think, I broke the top 15 right before the first stage ended. So like, okay, maybe if I keep this spot, and then I think there was a cycle of tires because I think we were a couple of cautions in. End of the second stage on a restart, it was I was caught up in one of those things, and it was sucks out of turn 4 because it was all out of turn 4, and where I was cutting down, I actually bottomed out the car. I had almost no control, so I didn't have any brakes or anything. So I was like, okay, what do they call it? The aperture for the pit wall, the barrels and stuff were right there.
Mhm.
So I was just trying to stay between the wreck and the barrels. Well, the 42 comes down and I just tap him. I feel like I just tapped him, but my steering instantly goes 90 degrees to the right. And I somehow coasted. I think I missed the barrels by that much. Because it bounced me from the infield directly onto pit road, missing the barrels by a hair. But it gave me 7 damage. It's 7 minutes of damage.
Oh my.
At least we had
Yeah.
enough cautions for you
So,
to get it fixed.
I feel like there weren't a lot of meatball for damages this week. Like a lot of people had big hits and had just a lot of time to repair.
Well, and then Dylan Yeager, later we were talking about it. He only had like maybe 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes out of everything, and he was up there. I think he got he got second place. So it just, again, that caution benefited me. I hated how many cautions we had because I was fast. I was figuring out how to save tires because the longer the run went, I may not have been going faster, but I was going faster than the cars around me. So I feel like if we had a good long run, I had a good chance at a decent finish. Well, that put me 6 laps down. And somehow, not somehow, I should say all the cautions we had, 5 lucky dogs and a wave around. I ended up on the lead lap, and with that restart snafu, I was able to go down low because I was already in the low line for track position, hit the apron, go down because there was no yellow, and march my way up to the front. In fact, Nick almost had to settle for 7th because that was a drag race to the finish. 6 thousandths of a second difference.
If it came close enough, I was just gonna pull it. I was just gonna king you out of the way.
Jeez.
I completely forgot when I was repairing damage, and so I had like 11 minutes and change of damage to fix after T-boning Mason, and then I forgot someone stopped in the middle of pit road and I couldn't turn, so I ran through them while trying to enter pit road too. So that probably added more of my damage. But either way, I fixed a minute of the car, so I had like 9 minutes and change left. I was just trying to do everything to stay on the lead lap, and I realized my wheel was upside down 180 degrees, and the left front was like just screeching. At, like, no matter where I went, I would burn through the left front in 4 laps. So I had to come in every 4 laps to change it, and I was just trying to stay on the lead lap, and I was getting those cautions. And then it got to a point where I was like, I'm not gonna have enough tires. I have to fix it. And I saw you 4 laps down, and I'm like, I just need to do what I can to stay ahead of Carl to keep getting those lucky dogs, but it just didn't work out. And I think that's a great comeback for yourself from being where you were to 7th. I mean, you can't complain much about that, and it's definitely helped Limitless on the team standings, as we'll get to here.
Yeah, it was another all 3 of us in the top 10 race.
It was one of the highest scoring team races ever. I'd have to look back. It was the highest scoring team race this season by far.
I know Maverick had a good amount of points last season. I can't remember which race though.
At one point for sure. But I
They
think
finished 1, 2, 3 also.
Oh yeah.
That was what,
Did-
Pocono?
Pocono.
Pocono,
Oh,
yeah.
you're right.
But they had a fourth driver too. So
Yeah, that was Zachary Maddox, who I believe
crazy.
in that race.
So I guess that would
Crazy.
offset a little bit.
a little bit, but either way, it was one of the best team performances, points wise, that we've ever had. So that was big for y'all. With that being said, how about we get into our meatball of the week?
Sorry, I was showing off my stickers from the Etsy store.
I've got mine over here somewhere. I still haven't used any. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet.
Yeah, I know. I don't know where I'm going to put mine either. I've got the winter sticker I can use officially now.
What in the heck is this?
What is
Robert
going
even
on?
broke it.
I
Okay,
didn't.
hold on a
This
minute.
is
Are we
all
just
Robert.
zooming in on me because I'm here now?
This is all Robert.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Robert, you're fired.
It's
Sorry,
Richard's
boys.
fault. We can just blame Richard. It's fine.
That's fine.
Well,
Just like
Robert-
we're probably going to get Michigan removed from the schedule permanently because I won the race.
No, we can't
That's
get
okay.
rid of Michigan. We cannot get rid of Michigan. All right. So we
Yeah,
have
it was
our
the one
driver
race I
vote.
did good at.
We have our driver vote for the week, and it was close. It was Zachary Maddox over Matt Selby, just barely. I think it was by 5 percentage points, if I remember correctly. I think Zach Maddox got 41% of the vote, and Selby got 36 or 35%. But Zach, you definitely earned it for turning into a submarine missile and going straight through.
Heat seeker
Who was
missile.
Derek Dryman, I think, the 44.
Yeah,
Was
it
it?
was the 44 of Derek Dryman.
Of course, Robert started it. So honestly, Robert should be in the meatball, but you know,
And I gotta say, that was probably the most hilarious thing to watch, even on the broadcast. Like, we spent a good 10 or 15 minutes just watching every angle pop. We even watched it from the pace car's point of view. And it was just like, what the heck were you thinking, Zach?
and I want to give Zach King some credit for his when he does his poll on X for the meatball of the week of including the clips. It makes it really easy to just see it real quick and vote. If you don't know anything about what happened in the race, so keep up the good work there, Zach.
Yeah, he's doing fantastic on that Saab Bakra's Twitter page.
I'll give you respect for that, but not as a driver. And to our
He has to
meatball
have
of the week.
something good to do.
Yeah, exactly. He's doing something productive other than just getting top 10s by existing.
Loganoing his way into a top 10.
Exactly.
Oh man.
Nick, let's start with you since you're our guest. Who is your meatball of the week?
Starlink. No, if I gotta pick one, I think it's gonna be was it Selby? Is that who's going backwards down pit
Yep,
road?
that was Selby.
That is a good one. And I'll
I mean, I
piggyback
feel like
right
that's
off you
a-
there.
I feel like
Good.
that's a pretty solid pick. I mean, I'd pick Zachary Maddox, but I'm pretty sure everyone else is gonna give him his due justice. So
He already won the driver vote, but I'm with you there with Matt Selby. Going backwards on pit exit. He got turned in pit road by somebody, but then proceeded the best move was then to just keep it in reverse, which I mean, it was kind of impressive at the end of the day, but he was holding up a lot of people trying to get back in line. And while you're in pit road, if you get turned around, just turn it back around.
Well,
and go
I
out.
get what he was trying to do. He was trying to stay in front of the people that were
Yes.
coming out of pit road. So,
But that's not the way to do it.
well, no, if they pass, well, no, it is on exit, ain't it? So yeah, he would have got his positions back.
It was I think he got turned before the line though.
No, he got clear. What he's saying is like the people that he was going backward because if he spun it into the grass to get back going straight, I assume he thought he would have lost all those positions of the people that were behind him after he crossed the line. Otherwise, I don't
Probably would give him
know.
that black flag for unsafe pit exit.
No, because that's only if you go up on the track, not the grass.
Yeah, but it still wouldn't have mattered. Rev would have cleared the black flag.
Yeah, if he would have made a case, Rev easily would have cleared that.
Right, because I mean, he held.
I wouldn't use
I was
enough.
behind the 07 when he was bumping him. He tried to spin him out to get out of the way. We were all just putting like 30 miles per hour, going, "What the hell's this guy doing?"
Can they hear you, Robert?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. I wasn't sure. It was like we're all just sitting here, like we're all staring at the camera, like you can't hear our disembodied voice.
No, they can hear me. They hear me.
Okay.
Well, we'll go on to you, Richard. Do you have a different meatball of the week or the same?
Oh man. I don't want to give it to him because he got parked, because like in one of the situations with the cautions, I can't say I totally disagree with the call, but at the same time, it's a tough one to call. So I'm not going to give it to Andrew Rattel, because usually it's almost a 100% guaranteed give to a person that gets parked. But that was that specific wreck where we were 3 wide, him, me, and Coulter Clark. That's a tough one to call of who was at fault for that. Totally. I'm gonna have to give it to Rocket Man, Zachary Maddox. I just I get him trying to predict Dryman coming up on the track, but Dryman, I feel like he was going slow enough anyway that he wasn't going to come up on the track, even how he was angled. But it just it was so wild to watch because there was no caution on the track until Zach Maddox just came blowing into the turn straight into the back of Derek, and it was just like, oh my gosh, what happened? So it was wild to watch after the race. It was wild to watch on the broadcast when I rewatched it. So good old Zachary Maddox, and y'all keep an eye out on his car next week because he's gonna have a new name rail on the top of his car.
The dive bomber.
Rocket
No,
Man.
it's the Heat Seeker missile.
Okay.
That's his new
It was
nickname.
like, watching it from his onboard, it's like he saw smoke and drove to the smoke. Full speed.
Torpedo William. Torpedo Willie.
Oh, geez. Carl,
That's
who you
okay.
got for your
Anyway.
meatball?
Oh, there are so many to choose from. You know, in the spirit of going in terms of firsts, and I don't, unless I missed something, I think we also had a race where we had an actual choose lane violation. And I think that's the first that I remember seeing a car getting a penalty for the choose. So I think,
Oh,
Nick Renner, I'm going to help you stay in the lead of something, and I'm going to give you my meatball of the week, just so you can stay in the running for meatball of the year.
I hate you so much.
You don't hate me now.
Oh boy.
I quit.
I quit. Oh, interesting.
Come on, I'm helping
meatball
you
there,
out.
Carl.
I mean, I respect it being a little bit different, but the same.
But you know what though? Hold on. I think I told Steven during the race, as soon as that happened, I said, man, I really I really think I'm gonna get Carl's meatball of the week this week. And if it
You know-
wasn't true, I knew it.
And you want to know something? When we had Ronnie Osmer on the podcast and Carl picked his meatball, Carl's sticking with his spicy meatball pick of the week. So because Carl blames you, Nick, for him getting involved in that massive wreck that caused him 7 minutes. of
And he
damage.
still finished 7th. So I mean,
And he still finished 7th.
I shouldn't have been able to. Let's put that into perspective. I shouldn't have been able to.
Well, if there
Not
wasn't
Yeah,
at
you know
Michigan
what?
anyway. Yeah, exactly.
you just had to have us have our worst race at a non
2-mile track.
Yeah.
Oh
like,
man, trust me, I it's a bitter pride, sponsoring that race. That was exciting, but he's like, damn, I'm not doing that again because that's just bad mojo.
it
Oh,
was shaped
I like
mechanics.
what Rev said on
Uh,
YouTube.
That
Rep says a lot.
William is Miley
The
Cyrus.
wrecking ball.
Yes.
Oh,
Make him a Miley Cyrus scheme.
Let's do it.
oh, jeez.
Oh, that'd be great.
Oh man. Well, moving on. Let's go.
Where are we
Let's
going?
Screw you,
let's
Carl.
go to team standings. Or actually, we'll go over driver standings. I don't have the graphic for that, and then we'll go over team standings. Real quick, just an update on driver standings.
Look
I am
here.
still way out of the thing. That's all I know.
Renner's got his meatball. Oh, that's team standings.
That is team standings. Since that's up, I'll go over
Oh,
that real
man.
quick. So team standings, we have an update of Limitless now has a
Ooh.
pretty commanding lead over the rest of the league with 26 points over second. 121 points so far for Limitless. Like I said, great start for you guys. Getting that early start in the team standings is really important because those points get really hard to get once teams, get in a rhythm kind of thing. Because on a good week, you usually only get a handful of points. I think you all scored 10 or so more points than any other team this past week. So y'all did a really good job, and you have continued to do a good job this whole season. Maverick Motorsports in second, very close with Accelerate in third. Southern Excitement fourth. Next Level Motorsports fifth. Whiplash sixth. Full Tilt Sim Sports seventh. Meatball Motorsports eighth. Redacted ninth. Racers for Christ in 10th, Spirit Racing 11th, and Synergy Racing Group in 12th. I do want to call out, even though they're not on this list, Robert, Freaky Fast Racing, if they were on this list, would be in second
What?
with
Oh, man.
118 points.
You know what you should do?
Wow.
Steven,
What?
you should put at the very bottom Freaky Fast, so it still shows how many points they could have if they were running the same OEM, and just put an asterisk on either side so people know they're actually not in the running, but hey, you're getting beat by Sam Dyer and Robert Moyer.
Let's do it.
I was shocked going through it today and updating my spreadsheet and seeing that y'all were in second. Not any to discredit y'all by any means, but y'all are not being scored because you're not the same OEMs, and you both said you're okay with that.
Nope,
But
we're fine. Yeah, that's.
which is crazy to me. Come on, you're in second
I am
place.
not gonna drive a
on a fifth
Ford.
place. Oh my
And-
gosh.
and
Not
Sam's
happening.
not going to buy us Toyota.
It's not. No, absolutely not.
I will give Sam $10.
That's up to
Hold on.
Sam if he wants to go to a
Hold on.
Toyota. I would
Robert
not.
is the Freaky Fast owner. Robert should be buying Sam the Toyota.
I've already offered him.
So Sam doesn't want to drive a Toyota. That's
No, Sam's perfectly fine where he's at. I won't drive. I thought about it after we talked last week, Steven. I was like, do I buy? No, I'll only drive the damn stupid thing for Tuesday night. I won't touch it any other way. And not only that, then poor Richard would have to do all new paint schemes.
I don't care. They're
Yeah,
so
no,
easy.
There you go. Sam says no.
See?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I just want to say I gave y'all a chance. Like I
As-
want to see y'all up there. Y'all earned second place technically right now, but
What do you even win for team championships?
pride. Do you not have
Bragging-
pride in
bragging
everything you
rights?
do?
Huh?
What do you want?
There's not. Then what's the point in it? Is there money?
Bragging
involved?
rights.
I will give you
Point
a
of us
hug.
logging into this virtual racing to race with everyone each week. There is no point.
Anger management.
Well, I want
Anger management.
if I win, I want money.
Oh my, yeah.
I'll give you $1.
I tell you what,
That's money.
we
I'll-
don't make money to give money.
Ritter or King, why do I keep getting tagged? Stop tagging me.
Every dollar we have as a league goes directly back into broadcast, typically.
I know. But you
I
can
digress.
send me a sticker or something out of the merch store, everybody.
It costs
Link
money.
in
You know what?
descriptions down below.
When it comes to team standings, I think Drew Carey said it the best. Where everything's made up and the points don't matter.
Yeah, honestly, that's basically what this is. Nothing matters, and obviously, the
Yeah, but
drivers
hold on a
don't.
minute though. I think the prideful thing is that Sam is still beating Robert in points.
They're close though, aren't they?
I'm
Marginally,
in
marginally.
20th. I'm tied.
Here.
I'm tied with. I can't remember who I'm tied with.
I'm pulling it up now.
Tied with Braxton Skinner in the
Yeah.
33.
There you go.
Sam Dyer's in 16th actually
Yes.
right now.
Yeah, so I don't know how many points I'm behind him, but
No,
his 8th place finish and I got 13th. Kind
You're
of
14 points behind Sam right now. It looks
yeah.
like.
The past two
Driver-
races, I kind of the gap, went a little wider. But
Let's go.
let's go! I will not win this year. Woohoo! Wait, I want a meatball. I'm good.
3-2.
He got one win. All he needs.
Come on, Steven. Lock in. We're good.
Uh,
We got 7 minutes.
All
left
right.
in the
So because
period.
Steven's really engrossed in the game right now, that's the end of the podcast.
Yeah. Hey, we're turning it around right now. We still got 27 minutes to tie it.
so, anyways, yeah. Where are we going next?
My point I was going to
Coda.
make is you have a driver that's 16th and 20th in the standings, but yet their team is in second in team standings.
Right?
Someone's making
That's no
something
stage
up.
points, man. That's stage points right
Yeah,
there.
points don't go into the
Yeah, we didn't get no stage points this year.
Sam
Because team
has
standings
0
only matter about your finishing position points. So
Right, and how
Each of
many in your team standings? I haven't looked into team stuff. Do you have to the top two get points, like team
It's-
points?
so yeah, well, not the top two. So it's however many of the drivers on that team race. So for example, next level we had 3 drivers race for us this week. So all
Right.
3 of our points are finishing points, stage points not included, bonus points not included.
Oh.
Just finishing points are added together and then divided by how many drivers we had that race.
Gotcha.
Which you have to have two drivers minimum race.
Right,
If a team doesn't have 2 race, they automatically get 0 points for the race.
right. Gotcha.
But it helps you when you have 4 drivers typically, because then typically
oh, it can help.
It can help.
if all 4 drivers have really bad races, it's really painful. But
Yeah.
it typically helps to have more drivers. But real quick, I'm gonna run through the top 10 in our standings. How we or top 12 actually, since that would be our chase drivers.
Damn
Yeah,
right
okay,
you
go
are.
ahead.
Top
Yeah.
12.
Carl's like, you better not forget me.
So we have Dustin Stallings leading the way, 10 points ahead of Ronnie Osmer in second. Richard Wolsifer, you'll find yourself in third place, right in the thick of things, with Dylan Yeager in fourth, right on your tail. Kyle Heath fifth, Johnny Wood Jr. sixth, Christian Barnes with a good run so far this season in seventh, Isaiah Sutherland eighth, Matthew Selby ninth, Zachary Branfold rounds out the top 10, and then 11th, Gray Walker, and then tied for that last spot are Carl Pooler and Nick Renner.
Put some respect on my name. Yeah. See that battle. See, if he would have passed me, it wouldn't be tied going to the line.
Oh, I know. How critical that pass could have been. Could be still.
And
Every point
Steven,
Sucks
we
for you.
were talking about it when Ronnie Osmer was here with us for the podcast when he was our special guest. I mean, our 12 pick we did in the first podcast we did
Mhm.
was it's ruined right now. Like it's we're not gonna have a lot on there that we think we got right. And we were telling him, it was like, we should probably never play March Madness because our brackets are ruined.
This season has been flipped upside down. And I mean, just going back to me personally, I know I'm going to miss at least 1, maybe even 2 more races this season. So I'm already penciling myself out of that chase conversation. I'm just going to have quote unquote fun the rest of the year. Oh, dang it, Connor McDavid scored. Well, someone else take it over.
It's a tight race because from Isaiah in 8th to I guess Nick Renner to us, that's 10 points between 8th and 12th. And then go 5 more spots, that's 13 points. So you have 13 points deciding like 10 spots right now. It's nowhere near over. We have so much racing. We have Coda coming up next week. Bristol after that. We still have a lot of racing to go before anything's really decided.
Man,
Yeah,
that
I'm really
Coda
excited
race
for Coda.
Yeah, Coda's going to be interesting. I did some practice on it, and I'm not going to lie. I slightly wish we did not do the west layout because that little straightaway that cuts through the middle of the track, it's
Terrible.
kind of dumb. It's really
so
dumb for these
terrible.
cars. because like you get out too far to the right, you're not even off the track, and it gives you an off track. It's like, why? What? I'm not like I've got two tires off into that apron area, you could say, and it gives you an off track.
Can't
And
we
then
change it?
you can't like I don't know. It might be too late because the race is next week. I don't know.
I would argue it's too late.
Yeah.
Well, there's a
and then
setup
like
for it
that
though, right?
little
I mean,
just
it's
Dakota
the same
setup.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So-
why would it be too late if we're going to use iRacing?
because people are already putting practice down on the West layout.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just asking.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that's all. People are already putting practice down on the West layout, so it'd be kind of
Okay.
We're leaning
Yeah.
into it. We're committing.
yeah.
Okay.
So but that little kink in that little straightaway also, it's if you hit just like half of your car through that right-hander one, it gives you a 1.1 second slowdown. That
Oh
is
wow.
huge. So like you've got to be very careful on that short shoot in the inside of the track. It's kind of terrible. So the
Yeah,
rest of the racetrack is typical Coda. So it's just learning the track.
Yeah,
at
and
that
then the
point.
following week they'll update it because iRacing has their update coming out.
Of course.
Hey, but it's okay though, because if you really think about it, you have to make it out of turn 1, lap 1 to be able to make it to the short shoot.
Very true.
Okay. And based on the statistics going on here from the past few races, I don't think we're all going to make it out of turn 1.
It's
And I'm
Yeah.
going for Carl if I'm wrecking.
Oh.
I mean,
Oh, that's fine. I know one
Yeah,
driver
I'm
that'll
gonna-
probably shoot through the field, and he's already got the rocket on his name rail to prove it. So
I mean, it's either him or his brother.
Well, I mean, he's
Nope.
sponsoring the race too, so you might as well just add gas to the fire.
This may be one of those strategy races where I start at the back so no one comes from the back and hits me and I just race through all the BS.
Man,
I think Coda is
Sam
one of those
Dyer's-
tracks you can do.
Yeah,
Sam Dyer's
the
been on it
problem
the
is,
entire
Carl,
season.
is the stages. Like we're gonna get all
That's
back
true.
grouped up again, so it's going to be a
Oh,
catch-22 kind of race. You know that getting through turn 1 is going to set your tone
Oh.
for the rest of the race.
thank God I'm
I'm saying-
slow.
Maybe you just try to flip the stages, pit before you can't pit anymore, and then don't worry about stage points, but you at least get that track position where you know most
Well-
likely from the front row you're not going to get driven through, right?
In theory, you can still get
well,
driven
that's-
through from the front row,
be the first one to get
especially
dumped.
with the new rule we got.
Mm.
And
that's
it's-
gonna be
it's-
interesting.
And that all depends on the whole strategy too, is who does risk it, stays out for those points, and who stays out maybe going long term and thinking about the win. There's a lot of people, myself included, like, hey, if I have a couple of stage points just hanging out there, I'm gonna go snag them.
Yeah, I have to think most people are still going to be going for the stage points at this point in the season, just because they're still going to be very important. Every point is always going to be important. But I mean, maybe if it was Gavin racing, he might try to flip it just to keep his track position because he has that kind of speed that I would argue no one else has on road courses, especially.
Mm-hmm.
But the rest of us, it's going to be a knockdown, drag out bar fight going through turn 1 and then the weird cutoff section, and it's going to be mayhem. Honestly.
Again, I told you I'm going for Carl.
Well, I'm just
Well,
glad I'm not
this
Carl.
ought to be fun, won't it, Nick?
Well, here's the thing. I can sit here and joke about that now, but in all actuality, I probably will get into you, and it will be super unintentional.
You know, it's funny because there was a couple incidents throughout Michigan. You were there, and I know that contact was unintentional, but you were there and made contact. Like, oh, watch out, the 22. And then Richard is another curse because if you go 3 hard with Richard, it's not going to end well. Like he said, like 2 incidents. I counted 3 or 4 throughout the broadcast that he was a part of. Whether are not damaged is a different story, but Richard is bad luck going 3 wide.
Yes.
Okay, neither of those situations in the 3 wide was my fault in Michigan. FYI,
I'm not saying it was your fault. I'm just saying you get into a position 3 hard with Richard, you better watch out. It's not going to end well.
Okay.
That's a good rule of thumb.
Oh boy.
Prediction
Okay, I'll just go.
for the winner of Coda. Let's go ahead. and
Gavin
get that.
Rogers.
Yeah, we can't pick Gavin Rogers. That's the one thing we can't do.
Oh, okay.
Chat, while we are discussing this for our own good, go ahead and put in who you think is going to be the winner, and then I will put up a poll of the top 4 drivers that I see people throwing out there. So,
Hmm.
Nick, go ahead and start us off.
I was told I can't pick who I want to pick, so
You
I'm
cannot
gonna go
pick
and
who you
pick.
want to pick.
Can you circle back to me on that one? I gotta think now.
I can. We can go straight to Carl to lead us off.
Oh man. Oh, that's a bad move.
Yeah.
looking through-
I don't know
You
even.
you know,
like
I'm
me.
gonna.
It's kind of like wrecking in front of Carl. You know, you're not going to make it through the wreck when Carl's behind you.
You're really not. It's bad. All bad. I'm gonna say Johnny Wood Jr. He's really solid at the road courses. He knows how to wheel that car around. I think Johnny Wood has a good chance of running away with it. So
Running away with it. All right.
I don't know how. Rodney, what's his name? 15.
Ronnie Osmer.
Thank you. Yeah, it's
Rodney.
I don't even.
Adams.
Yeah, Adams but anyways, I don't know
Galvin.
how. I don't know how he. I don't know how he is on roads.
We don't know how a lot of people are, honestly.
Yeah, we don't. And so, oh
Look
man.
up his stats quick.
Look at his stats. quick.
Not worth it.
Oh man. God, I don't even know who to pick.
No one's picking.
I'm gonna say Dustin Stallings. He's been on fire this season, and I think he'll be able to. Because I mean, we also have. By the way, just so you know, we have Gavin Rogers and Mason Hossman racing with us next week.
Oh, is that
God.
confirmed?
They're both racing.
Oh,
Okay.
see, I didn't know Mason was raising here. Oh well, okay.
Well, I don't think we're allowed to pick him either.
No,
He's a part timer, and also another. Yeah, we're basically picking of who's going to finish third.
Y'all are really handicapping me out here now.
A little bit. I'm gonna go with Jared Hughes. He's had a very tough start to the season, but every time we go on a road course, he has that second or third place speed. Just because, I mean, obviously Gavin is usually there or Mason's there, and Jared needs something to break through for the tough start of the season he's had. So
Damn, I forgot about Jared.
well, someone asked for stats, so I'm going to deliver them. Jared Hughes is a great pick. He started 6 road courses with us here at the BRB Butt Kicker Cup Series. His average start is 5.2, average finish of 4.5.
Yeah.
He is actually one of the top-rated road drivers who started all the road courses, besides yourself and Brendan Maddox. You have finished out inside the top 10 every road course race that we have raced.
yeah, top 10, but I know myself I don't have winning speed ever at the road courses. I'm just trying to hang on. But
That's and
Brendan
especially the road courses,
accolades.
sometimes that's all you need.
yeah, unless Gavin or Mason are there, then you can't really
I mean,
do much about it. Nick, are you ready for your pick?
Oh, you know it.
All right, give it to us.
Dustin Stallings.
Mm-hmm.
So we got 2 Dustin Stallings.
I was gonna come out and say Dakota Belay, but
Yeah.
but I'm sure he's gonna end up dead in turn 1. So we'll go Dustin.
Yeah, I don't know about the fan vote. We only have. Oh,
Got Dustin Stallings, Brendan Maddox.
looks like they're saying Brandon Maddox.
one.
I only think we have to put a poll up.
Put one up here. All right, poll going now. I'll give you all about a couple minutes.
Zachary King is up there again.
That King. Let's pick Zachary. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
What have we done? Oh, it was split for a second.
If I didn't mess up Austria so bad last season and have that disconnect early in the race, I'd be right up with you guys.
If Zach King didn't turn me in Austria last season, could have had a nice top 3.
Man, that Austria race was so fun. That
It
track
was
was
a lot
so
of
fun
fun.
with these cars.
Yeah, it was.
7 votes.
Yeah, Red Bull was a
Let's
fantastic.
need more
fantastic
votes.
track.
Keep voting, everybody.
Only
I'm
at
not
7
voting.
votes. Only at 7. Yeah, I have 12 people watching. There definitely needs to be more.
Come on, guys.
Go on.
Slacking
4
out
more
there.
of you still need to vote. Well,
Just like
okay.
they were slacking at
Well, and I can't
Michigan.
vote.
Hold on. I'm a viewer on the podcast also. I've got the YouTubes
am
up
as
to
well.
give. So that's. I'm sure Carl has it up also.
I do.
So that means one other person can vote.
Oh, he better get to it.
I'll
Right,
wait
meow.
until it gets to 2 minutes because it says 1 minute ago right now.
Uno momento ago. I don't know. I don't know Spanish.
That was
Really?
terrible.
It's-
Close enough. I'm sure a Spanish speaking person would understand what you said.
Yep. Sure.
They would look at
Yeah,
you
they
funny
want to
and
be
laugh
white
at
after
you,
that.
but they would
They're like,
understand.
oh, hell no.
8 votes. Time's running out, gentlemen.
Do 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 do.
Oh,
9
we have a
votes.
tie, so now
You got 9 votes.
we've got to let that tie break before I can close it. So,
I
oh
don't think
boy,
anyone else is gonna break it unless we
Oh,
vote
there
for
it
it. Oh,
is.
that's 10 votes.
There it is. There it
The
is.
standing poll
And 2 minutes
perfect
is
timing.
up.
Perfect
What a
timing.
noble choice. Thank you very much.
So
Dustin
4 votes,
Stallings.
Dustin,
Looks
3
like
Zach.
Dustin.
Dustin Stallings is your driver pick this week.
Cancel this man.
Oh
yeah.
boy.
Our picks for this week: 3 for Dustin, 1 for Johnny, 1 for Jared. And I guess it's time we get into some Sundance sit down since we have Nick with us tonight.
Ooh.
Ooh, should we go over? Have
Should
we
we go over
talked
the
enough
rules
about
first?
Coda?
Should we go over the new rules first?
Oh yes, please. Let's do the new rules first. Go ahead.
So because of the crap show that was Michigan, everybody, we feel that things are not cleaning up the way we're supposed to be. We're holding off on the Sundance sit down. Robert is old and senile and keeps pressing the wrong buttons. So starting this week, I don't know if everybody under the part of it has been contacted yet, but to start off, lingers? Okay. Leaders will no longer control the restarts. All restarts will be on iRacing when the green flag drops. This is to help prevent all that speeding up, bumping, the people just trying to get a run on the leader kind of situation. I have a feeling we're still going to have that though, because everyone can time the green flag. But green flag is on iRacing, not the leader. That is all starts. That is all restarts. That is everything. There will be no leader controlling the restart from now on. Secondly, probation is now in effect. How that is, any driver, new or veteran, who has caused 3 or more at-fault incidents in the last 4 races is now on probation, which will last 3 weeks. The list of drivers on probation will be released soon. I don't know if people have been contacted about that yet, but probation includes 1, mandatory practice. We hate having to force this on everybody. We know people have things going on, but this tells us that you actually want to help get better in the league and, you care about the league. Mandatory practice. We have specific lap limits on specific tracks. Road courses, you're required to put a total of 25 laps in. That doesn't have to be all at once. It could be accumulated, 25 laps. Intermediates will be 35 laps. That is a 1 mile track or greater. Short tracks, 50 laps. Anything less than a mile, 50 laps. That is all required laps you have to put in. Super speedways, there's no requirement because super speedways really require you to have a group of drivers. So just be at the practice race. Highly recommend. Secondly, you will be on an increased penalty ladder. We have already increased it for everybody across the board to where now a first penalty is a drive-through, which sucks. I know a lot of us hate it, but it was something to try to curb the bad driving that we saw a lot last season. It helped for a while, along with the fast repairs leaving. It's not helping now. So, increased penalty ladder. What's up?
It's still helping. Michigan could have been worse.
It is. Yeah, Michigan definitely could have been a lot worse. Your first at-fault incident, you're parked. Sorry, that's what it is. Probation, you're basically overriding the first penalty of a drive-through. So if you cause an at-fault incident while on your probation, you will be parked.
Ouch.
Yes, ouch.
very, very
It's
stiff.
hefty. The hammer has been dropped. Probation tracking will be done in 4 race blocks. Drivers who fail to improve during their probationary period will be subject to further probation or removal from the league. Now, we have only had one driver asked to leave the league. It was not
So
because of
one.
just this league only. Apparently, he had prior history with a lot of people. So, again, if anything, we're just going to increase your probation limit before removal is even in talks, unless it is very, very egregious reasons. So, mandatory practice, increased penalty ladder, and you'll be on it for 3 weeks. So the next 3 official league races, not the All-Star, the next 3 official league races, after those 3, if you have improved, then you will be off probation, back on non-mandatory practice, and your penalty ladder will start at the drive-through again. And again, restarts, starts, all of that on iRacing, drop of the green flag, not the leader.
Okay.
And Richard gets penalized every restart.
Okay.
Hey, starting in the back does not affect him. He's proven he can win from the back. So we need to do something.
Ross Chastain, that man. Steven's super focused on his hockey
I just
game.
want to let everyone know I
It's
got
the
my
same
my
mission,
BRB Racing Pokemon card stamped on my forehead, so we're good to go now. We're good. I learned my free will.
So again, we hate doing it, guys. We don't want to do it, but like Michigan should have not had 17 cautions. It's a 2-mile track. It's a very wide track. There should have been a lot of room everywhere, and it just seemed like there wasn't. A track like Martinsville, we could kind of understand it. Still don't like it. Michigan should not have been that many.
Yeah.
But it was, and we'll see if these changes actually, help.
I mean, from
Which-
my outside standing, I'm out there racing just like all you guys too. Me personally, it's just too much over aggressive driving. You're trying to get that 1-2 spots because, I don't know why, but I've always raced. If you're faster than the guy in front of you, you're eventually gonna pass him. There's no reason to force the issue. You're gonna get around them eventually. So. I don't know. I just see over aggressive driving that people want that 1-2 spot, that it's so important. That's just me.
To piggyback on that a little bit, Robert, like one thing that a lot of people are complaining about, and I hate to pick on him, but Christian Barnes, he was very, very, very aggressive at Michigan. He did a lot of dive bombs on a lot of drivers, and even the broadcast caught him a few times doing it, and just like a heavy dive into the turn.
Yeah.
If you are a driver that's getting affected by someone who's dive bombing it, just let them
Let
by,
'em
because
go.
I guarantee you they're burning their tires up.
Yep.
Back off a little bit, let them in front of you, and then just follow them. Let them burn their tires up. If
Yep.
you can save better than them, you will pass them in the next 5 to 10 laps.
You got it.
For the
Exactly.
most part.
Been there. I burned my stuff up a lot. I've gotten better.
I mean, we are all at fault on certain things,
Gotten better.
but I just think the over aggressive driving just needs to tone down just a little bit. And I get that we're trying to be like realistic in NASCAR wise of things, but that's what stage points brings, though. Them stage points are so important that people are going to do what they need to do to get them stage points. Me personally, I'm old school. I don't like the stage points. I think it's stupid. It's just dumb. It's dumb in real life, and I don't like it. But hey, it is what it is, and this is what we have, right? So I just think we just need to chill out, and not worry about, wrecking other people's cars for 3 points. That's just my opinion.
Well, and I think a lot of this though isn't even 4 stage points. That's the thing. It's like that danger zone between 12th and 20th.
Yeah.
That is where I have
Well-
the most issues.
well,
is
look at last
that
night.
area of the field.
Stage
True.
1 and Stage 2 were phenomenal racing. It devolved in the final stage.
Yeah.
Like, it was hard for us to get green flag racing in.
Yeah.
So,
I said that
mean-
to Sam. I said to him, I said, well, I guess here it comes. Everything's going to fall apart. And bam, it just went to shit. And I was
Oh.
like, okay, well, we all fell apart.
but if you didn't understand anything we said, check out the announcements. The
Right.
banner is there that Adam put together.
Mhm.
Check that out. But yeah, so just a heads up, just some small changes along with probation actually being implemented now. And I'm hoping people have been warned about it because our first practice for the race or next week was tonight, and tonight would have been a time for them to get laps in. So
When's
I hope
that?
people that are on probation have been informed. I'm not sure. I don't know who's doing that.
I was just ready.
so
That's
yeah,
what I was
but-
going to ask. Is there going to be a list or privately?
Yeah,
I think Adam was working on that.
Yeah, Adam, as far as I'm concerned, is working on it. Obviously,
Gotcha.
life can get in the way.
Yeah. Okay.
But he should be working on it, from my understanding, and then he'll have it out as soon as
As soon as he's
soon as
ready.
humanly
Yep. Okay.
possible, Yeah.
No problem.
But,
Sundance.
I mean, you should have a good idea of if you're on that list or not, realistically. But yes, let's go to the Sundance Pizza sit down.
Oh, now I hit the button.
Yes, please.
Hit the big red button. It's okay.
Sundance Pizza, sit down.
So Nick,
Gonna
I
have
want to
Kevin
thank
join
you
me.
again for being here on the podcast with us for the first time. It's been a real great time with you, and you've kept it PG, and I appreciate that.
All right, now here's where I let it rip.
Yes, here's where you let your real self out.
Oh boy.
So Sundance Pizza Sit Down have a series of questions for you. We're gonna start it off real nice and easy. Where are you from, and what do you do, like in work, or what do you do in your free time, etc.
Well, I think what am I doing in my free time is hang out with a bunch of degenerates, honestly. Especially on Tuesdays.
It's a good-
Preposterous.
That's why you're here.
So originally my family's from Chicago, so I say I'm from Chicago, but I was born in Dawsonville. Well, in Atlanta, and I lived in Dawsonville majority of my life. So I knew like racing was a part of my background. Racing was a part of me as a whole, especially growing up and racing go-karts and everything else. For some reason, I decided it was a really good idea to go into the medical field. Don't know why. I gave up a lot of my freedom doing that, but it's fun. But it's it's rewarding, I think. So I enjoy that. But sadly, I have to tell people I'm from Chicago because I spent a lot of my time there too during the summer. So something I didn't want to say about being a part of Chirac.
Yeah, I don't think that's something to be very proud of, but
No,
not it for me.
no, it sucks. Like who wants to say I had to go to Chicago every summer?
I mean, I've never been, but
wasn't
I
even for a
honestly
street
haven't
course.
heard many good things about Chicago personally.
I mean, I actually enjoy visiting Chicago. There's places that are good to visit. Like there's places you want to stay away from, and there's places that aren't bad to go and actually visit, be a tourist of. But it's still a
So
dirty
what?
city.
Well, we'll move on here. Nick, when did you start getting into iRacing?
So in 2019, so the year before COVID, is when I saved up enough money. I was like, I'm gonna go buy a wheel, and so I went and got a wheel, and I was like,
What was
oh,
your
this is
first
like
wheel?
really cool. A T150, and I still actually use it to this day because I like the wheel.
Okay.
I've repaired this wheel from disbelief from Yank when I got mad one day and yanked the entire thing off. And then I learned real quick how to solder and put things back together. So I started in 2019 and I fell in love with just like short tracks. Like I love short tracks, which is honestly odd because now I hate them, and for good reason. And then from there, it just I took a year off because of COVID, and well, actually after COVID, I went to military school, so you're there for like 3 months at a time. So it was like couldn't have your computer, couldn't have that. So it was like I came back and I was like really bad again because I lost like the entire feel. And then I learned like this whole thing about free will, and so I just started taking my computer to school with me and started racing at night, and just like it it kind of devolved from there, from growing from nothing to having a little bit more fun doing it. And then the next gens came out, and I got really mad, and so I canceled my subscription for a year
So,
because I missed the Gen 6,
so
and
Nick,
I still do, my beloved.
known of you, or I guess I haven't really known you, but I've known of you for a while now. Where was it that you first started racing in iRacing, like league wise?
It's actually funny. So, a league that I'm not a league that should not be named was actually my first league where I met y'all, which was because of Greg. Um,
Oh wow.
he was
Okay.
I originally went there because he's like, "Can you spot me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I can spot you." And then I was like, "Man, this seems like a lot of fun. I like these people. I want to race around them." And then I started racing around them. I'm like, "Man, I only like about like 3 of these people." And then from there, it's just like, obviously we went from there to here, and it just like it grew from, from something so small in season 1 that it is now. Which is odd because I've been here since the beginning, and I've still yet to put a full season together.
Yeah, you've always been that guy. At least whenever I've seen you races, like you're never always there, but you're there sometimes, and you're never there at the end of the race usually. But
No, I'm normally pretty pissed off and sitting in my chair because I got wrecked.
well, I think a lot of the time it's self-inflicted on your end. This season's been a little bit different for you, so hopefully you can keep that going and beat Carl out there.
Yeah, I did my stupidity at the beginning of the season at Daytona, and then kind of knocked it off from there. So we started out on a high note of going through the pits.
Definitely.
That was that was a wild moment.
I don't
Hey,
even
but you
if
know
that
what?
covers it.
Zach Maddox really came out and stepped up his game and made competition for that too. So we're all good.
So you've been iRacing now on and off for about 6 years. What are your favorite and least favorite tracks in iRacing? And it doesn't have to be necessarily like with the next gen or even a NASCAR car. It could be with any.
You said it doesn't even have to be the next gen, but I hate this car. I really do. And that sounds like Patrick, but I do. I have a genuine hatred for this car, which is odd because I'm starting to get fairly decent at it. Um, I think like my all-time favorite track car combo is GT3s at Le Mans. Hands down, has to be the best experience. It's not really fun when you're getting blown through going into the chicane. Especially by a bunch of GTPs during the Majors 24, but it's character development.
Character
Okay,
development.
So then what would be your least favorite?
Next gen's at Richmond.
That's a good one.
That solid choice, honestly.
Yeah.
Actually,
I
no.
like that.
No. It's Phoenix. Next gen's at Phoenix.
Ooh, that is
Phoenix is a little
worse.
bit better.
No,
Mm.
actually, after Iowa, I want to go back to Richmond.
Wow.
But I do not ever want to go back to Phoenix. I wouldn't
Well,
mind
it's 'cause
going back to Richmond.
Iowa is just is a wider Richmond in all actuality. The back stretch is wider, the front stretch is a little bit wider, but when it comes down to the corners, they're very similar, except Richmond doesn't have the murder bump going into one.
Yep.
That's a good point. I'm a
But
little disappointed.
what are you disappointed about?
I'm always disappointed in you, Nick.
Oh, that's pretty fair. It's okay. Carl,
Always
you're getting a free
disappointed.
pass at Coda. I'm going after Steven
Yeah,
now.
nice.
That's fine.
I'm banking that right now.
Let's go.
Yeah, see, he's excited now.
He's excited now too.
He's good.
All right, back to a one goal deficit. 19 minutes left. We got time, boys. We got time.
Yeah, doubtful.
You have to believe. You have to believe. All right.
The miracle happened in 80 what was it, 86? 80, 1980.
They're calling
It
ice.
is 80. This is different. This is bigger.
Was it
This is
80?
bigger states.
Yeah, it was
Bigger states.
1980. Miracle on Ice.
This is U.S.
God, I
versus
wasn't even
Canada,
a-
buddy. Come on.
My dad was 10.
US versus Russia was born.
I would argue. My last question. No, actually, I have 2 more questions. Sorry.
I was about to say. He's
He's getting
put too much
distracted.
attention against. Yeah, he's paying
Yeah,
too much
right.
attention to hockey. We're talking about
told you-
racing.
I told you I wasn't going to be useful this podcast in the beginning. It was gloomy at the start of this. The Stars started down 3-0 in the first
Well-
5 minutes of the freaking game.
Well, hold on. Let's first of all, before we continue, Steven, congratulations on your offer, by the way.
Oh well, I don't really want to be sharing a whole bunch on the podcast.
I just-
about
That's all.
that. Thank you.
Good job, Richard.
Thank you. I'm withholding some information from some individuals currently. So
Ooh, fun.
yeah, but
Steven, congratulations on offering me your car number.
I wouldn't give it away that easy. But your offer was just so good, I couldn't refuse it. But
I'll give you an
ma-
extra too if I get to take one off.
no.
Oh damn.
Who are your favorite? Or who is your current favorite NASCAR driver? It could be past or present, so disregard current. Who is your favorite NASCAR driver? Could be all time, could be current, could be both.
I mean, I'm from Dawsonville, so I mean, you'd almost be like wrong if you don't say Chase Elliott, but
I thought you were gonna
I
go
think
Bill.
if but if it really comes down to it though, like all time, like favorite right
Mhm.
now, Corey Heim, dude's a menace. Like
With
you
bad
gotta
luck.
you gotta respect the game.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, he just throws it over his shoulder every race, and the best part is like, so I worked down in Marietta for a long time, and actually I went my buddy went to school down there, and so when he was in high school, I got to see him. Like he's just such a great guy to talk to. And then growing up, it was I went to I'd go to Atlanta and I would race. I do races there sometimes, so I'd race with Chandler Smith, and it's just cool guy. But hands down, I think it has to be Corey Heim. I really want him in Cup Series.
Yeah,
I don't think he'll be spending much time, if any, in Xfinity.
I'm really surprised that Riley Herbst got the nod to go to 2311 before Corey. Even like I would have put Corey Heim in the Cup car instead of Riley Herbst this year, but I think he's proven that he deserves the chance.
I mean, what Corey Heim in his first start in the Cup Series at Kansas, he finished what 13th?
That wasn't his first start.
Yeah, what?
Uh-uh.
First mile and a half oval.
Okay,
I mean,
maybe that. But
I
he
think he
had like a
started at,
starter or
like-
two last year.
They're
And then he-
letting him refine his craft a little
They
bit.
are taking their time with him, which I mean I can respect, but I think he's definitely deserved it at this point.
Honestly, I think the driver that is really impressed with how quickly he went up to Cup was Carson Hocevar. Now he is
That's what I
really
meant.
coming into his skill and how good he is this season, and it's impressive to see.
Yeah, now he just needs to stop driving grenades around, and he'll be fine.
Well, Fire
That was-
Motorsports, baby.
That was so disappointing running in the top 5 and grenading an engine like that. That was a rough one.
Oh,
I mean,
Corey
it is
Heim,
what it
man,
is.
that's a good pick. I like that pick. That's I can't wait to see him further his career. He's gonna be a weapon when he gets the Cup.
yeah, because I'm not gonna put all my eggs in a basket, but there's more than one reason why I'm going to the Atlanta race next month. So hopefully I get to go see him while I'm there. Maybe. I don't know. But it'll be fun either way.
Oh, I think the Stars got scored on again.
I love it.
You don't have to cry about it.
I know, right? 2-point game with 16 minutes to go.
Yep, how'd you know?
Next question.
Love to
Next
see it.
question. My last and favorite question, Nick. Oh,
Don't cry.
dude, I'm
He
pissed
is.
off
He's
right now.
about to cry.
I'm pissed off. You go to a gas station, Nick. You're on a road trip. What is the one drink and one snack you have to get?
Oh, this is like make or break. I could be really judged for this.
You're gonna be judged either way.
I mean, this is gonna suck either way. All right, all-time drink. Red Bull.
Just
And
regular.
I feel like I'm gonna get no, it's not just Red Bull. It's the blueberry one.
Mm.
It's you can't. Again, I thought I knew I was gonna get criticized for this. Okay, or a white monster, either or, interchangeable.
All right, now we're talking.
Second,
That
yeah,
blueberry,
Ultimate
that blueberry
degenerate
Red Bull's the
gangster.
Wait,
shit.
who did Adam call that the girly monster at Indy?
yes, he did. Yes, he did. So
It's not a bad
you
monster.
know what?
At least it's
I'll,
got some
I'll
good
have a
flavor. The
girl's
green
drink.
one,
It's okay. We're all right.
the green one
um,
tastes like freaking battery acid.
It's not bad.
Why are
It's
you
not
tasting
bad, but-
battery acid? You shouldn't be doing that. It's bad.
What Richard does on his
All
days
time
off.
food though. If I'm going to Quick Trip, if I'm going to Quick Trip, and the more superior one, not that
QU or
stupid
KW?
Quick Trip, and not the one that starts with a K. No, that's the lesser one.
That's fake. Yeah.
It doesn't exist. It's a Ponzi scheme. It's the egg rolls. I don't know why
What?
they have a hold on me, but I'm gonna go get an
What?
egg roll.
The hell, you getting
Egg
Chinese
rolls? I
food?
knew they had egg rolls.
Oh,
That's
dude,
and
they're pretty good.
that's a really odd thing to have at a gas
strong
station.
gut.
Is that
Man,
at a
we-
gas station?
Yeah.
Egg
It's a
rolls?
Quick Trip,
is a,
yeah.
Quick Trip is a
That's-
really nice gas station.
That's got to be the equivalent to gas station sushi.
No, it's at least.
No, you're
cooked.
right. Gas
No, I
station
can tell
sushi's
you.
a
I
little-
can tell you from experience, it is not the equivalent.
Hmm.
It
Interesting.
is not the
expect.
equivalent. Gas station sushi is no Publix. Which, by the way, by the way, I just want to point out that now that there is a Publix that is very close to my house, financial mistakes are always made every single day,
Good pub
except on Wednesdays because they have deals on Wednesdays. But I digress. They're sushi top tier. It's pub subs top tier.
Dude, pub subs are
I
good.
love Publix.
I'd put their sandwiches right up there with Jersey Mike's. Jersey
Jersey
Mike's
Mike's
still better.
sucks.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, Jersey Mike's is good. I only like one sandwich from them. I would prefer Firehouse though.
Firehouse is pretty good. Well,
Well-
that will conclude our Sundance sit down with Nick. Thank you again, Nick. Sorry, I wish I was more chipper about it right now, but I can only do what I can
Scoreboard.
do. Yeah, scoreboard.
He got beat up on the race this week. His stars are getting beat
I'm
up. He's just having a
beat
rough
up this whole
week.
season.
You know, though, I think us as a crew got in sync mentally because I think we're all wearing our team shirts.
Are we? Yeah,
Not
we are.
me. I'm wearing my $90 NASCAR hoodie that I will continue to
Carl,
keep wearing.
Is it
until
the new
damn
one?
thing dies.
No,
Shut up.
Oh,
Shut up.
see, I'm wearing the
No,
new
baby,
season
no.
4 one.
The new.
no.
You're not alone, Carl.
But at least I got my meatball
If I would have
shirt.
known there was going to be a season 4 refresher release, then I would have probably waited. But
Oh, sorry.
We don't talk about
you're
them.
fired.
Which I would like to
What's up?
point out, I was running fairly well last night too, so I'm just super disappointed in myself either way.
Yeah, if you like tracks that are burning hot,
I do. I wish all of our
Yeah,
tracks were
here let's see.
120
If you
degrees.
like tracks that are
Yes,
130
120
degrees,
degrees
you're
at
going out there and
Dover.
getting whooped.
I would rather that than 80 degrees, honestly.
Boo.
Yeah, you should go ask Gavin about the heat at the track.
Oh,
That's,
God,
that's the
no.
hot topic with him.
I'm sure it
I
is.
get it. Didn't.
Yeah.
Well,
Got
is
my
there
dad
anything
jokes
else I
lined
want to touch on tonight? Richard, or not Richard. Robert is telling us we've been on here too long.
yeah, he needs to take his Ovaltine and
It's
go
his
to bed.
bedtime. It's his bedtime. I get it.
Yeah, it is. He's getting cranky.
Rah, 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 rah.
Well, I know,
Oh.
and that's why I'm saying these things because you can't defend yourself.
You tricked us.
I mean, you could, but you haven't. Want to give a shout out to all of our league sponsors again. Obviously, Butt Kicker, Leader and Haptics, Sundance Pizza, Ascendance Trucks, Ideal Lease, Maddox Graphics, RevSimShop.com, PFG, and Advanced GG. Again, that promo code for Advanced GG is WolfXLive10 for 10% off your total order, and that goes directly back into the league. Nick, again, thank you for being here with us this week and behaving yourself as well.
Oh, there's still
Richard,
time on the clock.
there is. We're counting down right now.
Shut it down.
Uh,
Shut it down.
Richard, congratulations again on your win for this season, and obviously Limitless the start of their season. Hopefully y'all can keep that going. But I think it's time to buckle it up.
I think it's a great time to do that.
All right, kick us off.
Buckle it up.
Buckle it up.
I didn't prepare for this.
Well, get to it. Let's go. Nick's got to start us off now.
All right, Nick, you start us off.
No,
Nick, start us off.
no.
You want to be first at something? Come on, be first here.
I think my Starlink's about to give out.
Buckle it up.
Buckle it up.
Buckle it up.
Buckle it up.
Oh, there it is.
Or
What's
your
die?
Thank you guys. We'll catch y'all next Tuesday on Pit Stop TV for the Castle Smart Alarm 250 at Coda. And then again here on Thursday, unfortunately. But we'll see y'all next week.